Voices that shape the narrative. Truth that stands unwavering. Culture that defines our people. Governance that drives change. The Bangsamoro Lens.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Welcome again for another episode ng The Bangsamoro Lens. For today's episode, talaga it's honor and privilege to be with the two gentlemen na talagang a professional on their field of law at syempre as dads. Kasi Happy Father's Day.
Oo nga.
Not dads, happy ba? So dad's conversation. But anyways, marami tayong pag-uusapan patungkol sa Bangsamoro parliamentary election. And so as one of the parties that will be running for the Bangsamoro parliamentary election. Attorney Alex.
Assalamualaikum sa lahat ng sumusunod po ng ating programa, The Bangsamoro Lens, at sabi nga ni Norge kanina, usapang tatay, no? So to speak, at akmang-akma yung ating mga kasama ngayon. Wag lang daw lolo.
Pero pwede natin pag-usapan din yung mga lolo.
Akmang-akma siya dahil unang-una, sabi ko nga, yung pangalan pa lang ng partido, Bapa. Alam mo, in
timing.
Maranao dialect, Bapa, or even in Maguindanao yata is uncle eh. So, well, basically, mapalad po tayo at makakasama natin Norge, no? Ito, hindi lang ito simpleng abogado eh. Kasi maraming abogado na yung iba piling abogado lang. Ito talaga, hindi lang abogado, malupit ang yung in terms of experience, no?
Yes.
Naging member ito ng Bangsamoro Transition Commission bago na-appoint as one of the, masasabi natin, Mabirex na member parliament. Itong ating kasama ngayon at pag-uusapan natin, lalo na nalalapit na Bangsamoro parliamentary election sa September 14. Hopefully, magtuloy-tuloy na po ito. Naka 5 postponements na po. So, ito at least mabibigyan tayo ng perspektibo ng ating panauhin. And no other than, of course, ang ating kaibigan, si Attorney Omar Yasser Sema ng Member Parliament, Deputy Speaker of the current Member Parliament, BTA.
But before that, thank you very much sa lahat na nag-subscribe, lahat na nagla-like, lahat na nag-share ng ating mga videos. Talagang we're gaining up to, road to 10,000.
Ang taas ng ating viewership, kung makikita mo, attorney, yung mga reels namin, umabot na ng by 100,000.
Thank you.
Pero hindi ako magtataka kung pag ito nag-umpisa na si attorney Sema sa atin, baka mag 1 million na tayo rin.
Huwag lang sanang controversial yung pag-usapan.
It only shows your dedication to the program. Yes, go ahead.
Well, magandang hapon, Norge. Magandang hapon, Kaka Alex. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. No?
Yeah.
Minsan ko napanood tong podcast niya.
Talaga?
Dadamay. I just forgot what subject matter that was. So,
Okay.
kasi parang very brief lang yun. Dumaan sa wall ko eh. Yan, so, kita ko si Kaka Alex na yung sabi ko na, I know Kaka Alex because alam ko pinsan niya sina Attorney Mike Moslem saka si Dr.
Kapado
Moslem. So, yan. And then, yes, maganda itong opportunity binigay ninyo sa akin to be your guest. And maybe I can help in discussing some of the issues you would want to
As an insider?
discuss.
Insider ng BARMM to.
Yeah. And yan, I hope na maging maganda yung usapan natin ngayon.
Well, naman, hindi naman tayo magiging too controversial or too violent. So
Sige, Attorney Alex, para at least sabayan natin yung tempo ng Father's Day. Ever since na the Moro National Liberation Front, ever since the insurgency, I mean, you've been following your father. No?
Yeah.
And then you've been following the story of the Bangsamoro. And kumbaga, kinalakihan mo na. And now you're part of it. Can you tell us some
I don't know if
recollection?
I am fortunate enough or unfortunate. But yun na nga, tama
Tell
yan.
us about the recollection
Tama
of
yan.
Omar Sema being,
Yeah.
kumbaga, kinalakihan na niya itong revolution.
Yeah, tama yan because I believe the last 40 years, ako medyo may edad na tayo. We're above 50 already.
Okay.
So, almost half of that, may drawings tayo from my father's experience.
Totoo naman.
Father's experience. May learning ako doon na mga nakuha. And then may mga na namulatan tayo
Mm.
na naging basehan ng mga decisions natin lately. No? Like for instance, itong participating in the Bangsamoro parliamentary elections. Maalala ko nung first time ni Dad tumakbo bilang mayor ng Cotabato City, I was against it. I was really
Ah.
against it.
Ah, talaga?
I was really against it.
Knowing the
Ah.
family Sema, ah.
Yeah, because we were not in politics except we
Ah,
were in the armed
okay.
struggle right then.
Okay.
Sila
Grabe pala yung
magkakapatid.
transition, ah.
Sila magkakapatid lahat they were all fighters. And yung isang brother nga niya na martyr.
Ah,
Yeah,
masya.
yeah. And of course, yun na nga, when he participated in the elections in 1998, I was really against it. Umiyak pa ako. I was more than 20 years old at that time. Sabi ko, paano nang struggle sinasabi natin noon? And then lately I realized that I think that was the best decision that my dad took when he participated
Mhm.
in politics, because at that time, medyo nagiging issue kasi yung leadership sa Cotabato City. And people were saying that it's time for the Maguindanos, it's time for the Muslims to get the helm of Cotabato
Ay,
City.
oo, grabe.
So yun yung naging
Oo, tama.
naging driving force sa candidacy niya. And although he was yung proclamation niya during his first term was like nawala, it lost its effect. The second time around, naging massive na landslide na yung pagkakapanalo niya sa second election.
Kumbaga,
But
doon sa
practically he had 4 terms.
4 terms.
Yeah,
So
he had 4
talagang
terms.
ano yan the whole term, yung 3 beses
Yeah.
siya, and then graduated
Yeah,
ka na.
graduated, and
Then
then he
you run
was
for
elected.
another one.
Yeah, and then he was elected vice mayor
Ah.
at that time. He was elected vice mayor. So, yun. And nag-attempt siya to run for Congress. But the point here is, nakita natin na very important yung decision niya at that time. And probably it led to this time na kailangan
Ikaw na.
ituloy
Mhm.
yung
Pero your father is
sinimulan.
still active up until
Yeah,
now.
very, very
Oo.
active. He's still the minister
Minister
okay.
of Labor and
Labor. Yes.
Employment. And we're proud that yung latest na assessment ng Ministry of Finance, Budget and Management na medyo pinaka-successful yung
Galing.
MOLE as
Wow.
far as
Okay, that's
budget utilization rate.
Lagi ko din
Ah, I mean, yung mga programs nila were very successful.
Doon sa, kasi kanina, binabanggit mo yung pinagdaanan mo nung
Oo.
unang maisip ng daddy mo na to participate in the electoral process. No? Of course, sa isang aktivista at sa isang anak ng isang revolusyonaryo, parang ang naging impression sa'yo, kanina nga ikaw na nagbanggit paano
Ayaw mo.
struggle.
Yeah.
Paano na
But
yung
basically,
struggle? Grabe,
parang transition din eh.
Yeah.
Yung mga sinasabi nila na eventually, malinaw yung vision, malinaw yung agenda, but somehow, kailangan mo pa rin iakyat dun sa mainstream eh.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
That's why we decided to
Yeah, hindi-
that's why I decided to go back to school
Mhm,
and learn law.
mhm.
Yeah, kaya ako naging abogado because of it. I decided in 2002 to go to the law school, Ateneo, and I was fortunate na hanggang doon, nakagraduate din ako doon. And naging lawyer ako, I'm a product of Ateneo de Davao University. So, yun. Because I saw myself, sabi ko, wala akong lugar dito kung di ako mag-aaral ng abogado.
And that decision brought you is
Yeah.
to be member of the parliament, to be member of
Yeah.
the DPDC,
It helped. It helped a lot yung pagiging
Malaking-
abogado.
Malaking bagay yun. Dahil unang-una, lalo na sa member sa parliament, no? We need really people who are capable,
Yes.
so to speak. Dahil sabi ko nga, yung kalidad ng legislation will eventually be brought out by equality members, no? Parang ano yan eh, sabi nga nila kung ano yung puno, yan ang bunga eh. Diba? I mean, and we hope that more intellectually gifted, not necessarily abogado, but of course yung masasabi natin na ito yung may mga klarong pananaw, direksyon,
Yeah,
ang
and
dapat na inuupo.
Yeah, noon kasi when I decided to go to law school, nasa isip ko talaga na if I don't do this, wala akong lugar. I have no place in the sun, sabi ko, because I would merely be an ordinary
Sasama sa daddy
yeah.
mo.
sumasama ko.
Oo,
In fact,
ganun na lang, ganun na lang.
I was a
Tama,
security.
Ah,
Sumasama din.
tama.
Ang kakapitalize ko na lang yung pangalan niya. And,
Pangalan niya.
it was not good. Ang sinabi ko, I have to go to law school, I have to graduate, I have to become a lawyer, and siguro kung hindi ako naging abogado, I will not be here.
Totoo naman,
Yeah.
totoo.
I cannot just use the name of my father
So,
and
kumbaga,
be part
eh,
of the system.
There are some families in the revolutionary na talagang tinuloy-tuloy nila yung armed struggle using yung baril. On your version, you used the pen
Yeah.
for the revolution.
Yeah. Of course, meron din kaming mga
There was a
colleagues,
time?
contemporaries who have become congressmen. For instance, the son of the late Yusuf Jikiri, si Eddie Jikiri, he became mayor. Si Tong Jikiri, he become mayor also, and he become a member of the BTA. So, yun. Of course, the difference lang is I'm a lawyer, sila hindi. But, of course, they were able to capitalize on what was started by their father, who later became a congressman also.
Yes.
And
Oo,
chief of
tama.
staff of the Moro National Liberation Front. So, yun yung mga, doon tayo actually, if you are going to ask me, saan tayo nag-draw ng inspiration. Bakit tayo, lalong-lalo na itong coming Bangsamoro parliamentary elections, despite the limited resources that the BAPA has, nagdo-draw kami ng inspiration doon sa mga successes ng mga leaders ng MNLF. From the time of Miss Wari up to now, yun palagi ang tinitingnan namin. Time ng father ko, became mayor, sina Congressman Jikiri. Even we also looked at the successes of Jerry Salapudin, Hatimil Hassan. Yan. So, yun. I think,
Pero doon sa MP, doon sa transition natin from Bangsamoro Transition Commission and then the BIA, eventually, nakita mo yung klase nung level ng diskusyon. And then, until pumasok na tayo doon sa Bangsamoro Transition Authority where there are members of parliament, some of those are appointed to the government side, no?
Yeah.
Parang, but of course, alam natin na that's MILF.
MNLF,
Yeah.
MILF, and then
But
government.
eventually sa part mo kasi sabi mo nga you draw your inspiration dun sa revolution na pinagdaanan ng pamilya ko ng father mo at ikaw mismo yung pamilya nyo kasi pagdating sa ganitong klaseng revolution hindi lang naman ang nagsasuffer yung
yung
father but of course
the family, the whole of the
Diba?
family.
Because yung absence doon pa lang
I experienced that.
yung
Experience that. I grew up without a father and mother actually. Kasi at the height of the struggle, ang naging decision ni na daddy at ni mami is dalhin kami sa Lawag. The hometown of the president. Of the president. Yan. Hometown of the president. So
North.
doon ako lumaki. North in Lawag City. So I grew up without a father who was then in Malaysia. Kasi doon sila, yun yung kampo nila. So yun, which is true actually. And na-experience natin yan lahat. We grew up in community where
Hindi mo alam.
practically ako lang Muslim. Yeah.
During those times, tama, no? Oo.
In Lawag,
And
there was
Bitter
practically-
struggle
there was-
talaga yun.
During that time, late 70s, early 80s. Siguro may 5 o 6 na bahay ng Muslim lang sa Lawag City at that time. Yeah.
Hindi ko yan alam, sa story ni MP.
And they are Maranos, yung
talaga?
yung merchants.
Yeah,
The merchants.
Actually ngayon unlike ngayon na napakarami ng mga asosasyon ng mga Muslim groups diyan sa Lawag, you go to North and South,
Locosur.
Ilocosur, Ilocos Norte. May mga grupo mo yan diyan. No, so at least yung mga yun nakita mo rin kung paano mamuhay doon sa isang community na kailangan mong gawin dahil nga nasa armed struggle yung father mo. So doon mo binabanggit na naranasan mo yung parang wala kang ama na nandyan sa tabi mo, no? But basically, yung level ng discussion sa BTA, pag ikaw bilang abogado, paano mo tinitingnan nagiging, kasi sabi mo kanina,
Yung deputy speaker.
kumbaga as deputy speaker, it's an advantage na kahit paano naging abogado ka. So, nagkakaroon ng direksyon yung diskusyon.
Yeah.
What are those, if any meron man na masasabi mo na ito, bill mo na ipinasa mo na nagkaroon, masasabi natin controversial or something na unpopular? Oo.
Actually, the first bill that I filed actually sa BTA is yung Dual Calendar Act. The Hijri and the what they call this, Gregorian calendar.
The Gregorian calendar.
And it passed. Ngayon, yun na yung ginagamit ng Bangsamoro
Yes, so-
Parliament na date system. In all communications, in
Wow.
all documents, lalabas talaga yung Hijri calendar. Lalabas din yung Gregorian calendar. And at first, medyo nahirapan tayo, i-convince sila na ipasa yun, but I talked to the ulama and the late speaker Balindong. Sumama siya, nag-author siya dun sa bill ko because it was really important that ma-adapt na in one way or another yung some aspects of our way of life. Di ba? Some aspects of our way of life. Paano? You cannot say you are a self-governing region if some aspects of your way of life hindi mo ma-practice. Di ba? So we insisted on it.
Simplest way,
and,
manner yun.
Yeah, it's the simplest way of expressing your right to self-determination. That even your dates, even how you write your calendar, even how you determine way of life kasi natin nagre-rely tayo sa moon sighting. Yan. Na yun yung start and end ng mga periods natin.
At dun lang na ano yung calendar.
Doon nagre-rely yung calendar eh. So
Ramadan lang.
kung
Pag
hindi mo
Ramadan,
kung hindi mo
tingnan
yun
natin.
ma-adapt, then you are really not you're not
Tama.
really a self-governing region.
Oh.
So we insisted that ganun.
Magkaroon, no?
Oh.
Anyway, balikan ko lang medyo backtrack lang tayo from BTA dun sa BTC. Have you ever, alam mo naman, syempre kayo yung gumawa dun sa BTC, di ba? For the RA 11054. You would know that members of the parliament would be from some part, MNLF and MIL. Have you been, alam natin yung pinagdaanan nyo dun sa pagbuo ng batas na yun during the BTC. But have you ever, on your part, wish that you'll be part of the member of the parliament?
Well,
Given given all the sacrifices.
it was in my mind. No? It was in my mind. But the decision, actually, nasa leadership pa rin ng MNLF.
Okay.
Yan.
Kung sino yung
I did not
talaga.
aspire for it. I did not apply for it. Ang nag-decide talaga is yung leadership ng
Liderato na
ng
mismo.
MNLF. So, they decided. In fact, currently ngayon, even itong pagkandidato ko, I offered it back to the chairman of the MNLF. Sabi ko, mas maganda ikaw ang mag number one nominee. Sabi ko, para madala mo ang mga kasama sa partido. Sabi ko, but he decided against it. Sabi niya, mabuti pa nandito ko sa labas para may steer ko ng maayos yung campaign, sabi niya. That's the answer to it. Hindi ko in-applyan, I never aspired for it. But of course, when I was told, hindi ako nagdalawang isip na tanggapin.
Yeah, at saka unang-una, inumpisa mo na doon sa BTC.
Tsaka grabe yun.
Oo.
Tell us about yung pinagdaanan nyo during the BTC.
Well,
Manila, back and forth, basa ng mga
Napakahirap yun.
batas.
Especially when you have yung colleagues mo sa BTC, you have battery of expert
Yun ang maganda.
lawyers.
Yun
diba?
talaga yung
Nandun si Attorney Firdausi Abbas, who was one of the representatives of the MNLF. Alam mo naman natin na gaano siya ka sophisticated as a lawyer, no? And his practice speaks for itself. So medyo nahirapan tayo doon. There were provisions na talagang nagdebate kaming dalawa ni Attorney Firdausi Abbas. For instance, as an example lang, which is currently an issue in the BOL, yung vote of no confidence on the chief minister.
Okay.
Ang nakalagay kasi is upon the removal of the chief minister for because of lack of confidence, there will be an election. Yun yung mangyayari. I disagreed with it. Kasi sabi ko, there should be no elections. Ang dapat dyan, there should be a new government of the day coming from the same majority. Sabi ko, hindi dapat election kagad. Otherwise, it could happen that every year magkakaroon ng election. Sabi ko sa kanya, and then sabi niya, yan ang gusto ng ng MILF. Sabi niya, it's in the CAB, it's in the FAB. Sabi niya. So, it was in the draft. It was in the draft of the first BBL. So, medyo, yun. But, again, sabi ko, that's wrong. Sabi ko, let's look at the history or practices of other countries. Sabi ko, they can change their government anytime. But it does not mean that they have to go through an election. Ang papalitan lang talaga is yung chief minister. There will be a new chief minister because of the decision of the majority. You have to remove, ito nga you can remove the chief minister by two-thirds vote. By two-thirds vote, but you can select your new chief minister by majority vote of the parliament. Yun ang sabi, yun yung pinagdebatehan namin.
Okay, so ibig sabihin nun, mas mataas yung threshold when you taken out the if you take out the
if you take
chief
out
minister.
kasi binoto rin siya ng tao, binoto rin siya ng parliament eh.
Whereas doon sa election ng choosing a new chief minister,
Majority lang.
majority will suffice.
Majority lang. Will suffice.
Majority number will suffice. Pero maganda yung pinupunto mo doon na dapat pagka meron ng motion for vote of no confidence, hindi automatic magkakaroon ng election. Otherwise, what will prevent us to conduct election every year, no? So, considering na ang magbabago lang naman dyan, kasi galing ka naman sa majority. So, ang kailangan mo lang palitan yung chief minister, and then probably the chief minister, prerogative na niya kung magpapalit din siya ng mga ministers niya.
And still be member of the parliament.
And that's the essence of parliamentary
setup.
Parang one of your sweet success pala yun, ha?
Kasi parang masasabi diyan.
So wala nakakaalam nun.
Personally, kaya nga sinasabi nilang
that never came into being. That never
mo?
came into being kasi nga when we were in the BTC, ang sinunod talaga namin is yung of course, the lead group, the lead organization, the MILF. Yun yung decision nila. But our point here is yung lawyers. Magagaling yung lawyers na kasama natin si Attorney Joe Lorena who has been with the peace process for some time, no? And nagiging source of wisdom na siya as far as the peace process is.
So yun ang naging consensus sa commission at that time.
Okay. We have to follow the parties to the agreement. Kami naman sa MNLF, we only had some important provisions that we wanted to place there. For instance, in the original draft of the draft we came out, ang nilagay namin doon, magkakaroon ng periodic plebiscite in the areas covered by the 1976 Tripoli Agreement and the 1996 Final Peace Agreement. So, except for the 5 provinces, which were already part of the ARMM at that time, yung remaining provinces and cities that are covered under the 1976 Tripoli Agreement will undergo periodic plebiscite for every 5 years for a period of 25 years. Kasi nga pinupurso namin na makompleto yung napagkasunduan nung 1976 at nung 1996. But of course,
ongoing pa rin, hindi pa rin yun natapos.
Pero anong significance nun? Kasi kailangan ka mo within 25 years, every 5 years magkakaroon ng plebiscite.
Magdadagdagan yung autonomy. Makukuha natin yung mga areas that are predominantly
what if consistently sabi nila we will not be part of it?
As long as ang
Do you still have to call for another
yes,
plebiscite after 5
years? Every 5 years.
So ibig sabihin, 5 beses mo siyang hahain for 25 years.
Hanggat umuo sila.
Well,
parang panliligaw.
Siguro makikita dyan dahil ang concept yata doon is that of course confidence building issue.
Yes,
Pag nakita nila na maayos
Yung
magpatakbo yung BARM, baka yun yung maging incentive nila ngayon to vote for yes.
Magandang susugan na topic yan. Yung magandang patakbo ng BARM.
Kasi kung tutusin
That's
yan.
precisely the reason.
Yes,
ang
yes,
aim natin
yes,
is
yes, yes. Ano, mababawasan
Pero
ba tayo?
ganito yan.
Matadagdagan ba?
patakboy natin
Hindi.
yung barm ng maayos, maganda, na nakainggit-inggit.
Yes.
Diba?
Pero getting that kind of proposition, are you now implying that in 5 years from now, magkakaroon din ng plebiscite sa
Hindi
sunod?
ho, kasi wala na ho yun sa batas eh.
Okay.
Wala yun sa batas.
Okay.
Wala, naalis yun sa batas. And I think it was also when I proposed that proposal, that provision, there was
So,
also...
kumbaga, yung palang requirement na yan, butan academic na pala yan dahil hindi na pumasok sa...
ang point ko sir is may benefit din
Okay.
yung pag-propose natin dun sa
Okay,
provision.
okay.
Because naging issue...
Kumbaga, part lang yun ng mga contentious
naging-
raised during the
kung maalala nyo, naging contentious issue yung opt-in.
Yeah, yung opt-in.
Yung opt-in provision.
Yeah.
May opt-in provision yung
Mm.
original draft ng BBL, meron pang periodic plebiscite.
Mhm.
Now, ang naging
Which is yung nangyari
ang
sa
naging ang naging result ng dalawang provision na yan is we forced Congress to accept the opt-in provision. Yan. Because of that, they would rather have the opt-in provision than have this
Kaso, anong nangyari? Opt-out.
periodic
Mhm.
provision, periodic plebiscite. So it contributed actually to the success of the legislation of the BOL. Kasi because yung opt-in provision was what they call this bottleneck.
Mhm.
It was a bottleneck provision as far as Congress is concerned, especially lower house. Kasi sila may parochial interest nila. Yan dun sa
Natural.
mga
Doon
districts
sa-
nila
sa mga
makukulangan
territories.
di ba? Mga territories. And also, ayaw din ng Kongreso ng Senate yung periodic plebiscite. Kasi nga you have to undergo the same procedure for every 5 years for a period of 25 years. Medyo sabi nila medyo crucial and magkakaroon ng magiging emotional mga tao diyan. But what's important is napasa yung opt-in provision and nadagdagan yung
So, naging alternative siya.
naging alternative siya.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is our proposal was actually double blade.
Mhm.
Yan, nakuha natin yung mga objectives natin.
Okay, okay.
We have it's a low-lying fruit. Yung opt-in provision was a low-lying fruit. So yun ang nakuha natin. So yun. That's because of the kind of membership nung sa BTC.
Well, for us, talagang those are stories we didn't know.
Meron pa.
Ito yung mga struggles sa
Meron pa yung naglalabi tayo. Naglalabi
the
tayo for
lobbying, yes.
the lobbying.
For almost 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Hindi ako nagkakamali.
The lobbying for the BOL.
Yes.
Alam nyo, the majority floor leader at that time, si Congressman Rudy Fariñas, hanggang dun sa CR, sinusundan ko. Yan, sinusundan ko. Every after mag-break sila of a crucial and critical issue, sinusundan ko siya, sinasabihan ko, Sir, maliman yun. Maliman yung argument nyo dun. Sinasabi ko sa kanya. Then, pagdating sa CR, sabihin niya ako, Omar, hanggang dito ba naman? Sabi niya, debatehan mo ko. Sabi niya. So, but we're just fortunate na kasi may relationship kami with Governor Fariñas, especially sa mga pamangkin niya. They were my childhood friends ba? Nagamit ko yun.
Kumbaga yung Ilocos connection.
Nagamit ko yun na connection which led actually to a successful lobbying sa lower house.
So,
Pero yung mga diniscuss natin ngayon, attorney, is more of yung mga contentious issues during the BTC, transition from BTC to BTE, no? But essentially, nandito na nga tayo, kakaroon tayo ng election for September 2026. At ikaw, sabi mo nga, most likely, baka ito magtuloy-tuloy na to. There was one time a pronouncement from COMELEC Chairperson George Garcia na sabi niya talagang all-in na to. Kumbaga, all system go, so to speak, no? And basically, of course, meron tayong 16 na regional political parties, and BAPA is one of the
We're the number 2 in the list.
You're the number 2 in the list, no? But basically, of course, ang maganda dyan, sinasabi nga, yung ibang party, pumapasok din dito yung sinasabi natin na equity of incumbent.
Yeah.
No, of course, you're an
Oo, syempre.
incumbent, but of course, at the same time, how do you foresee it as an advantage on your part, being also a member and a deputy speaker of that?
Well, it's an advantage because unang-una, ina-aspire natin yung trust and confidence
Okay.
ng tao. And in the last 7 years, nakita ng mga masses, Bangsamoro, na we have been working.
Okay.
We really worked hard for the success of this transition period. Actually, yung sa mandate namin, isa na lang ho na iiwan na dapat namin gawin, yung revenue code na lang. And after that, pwede namin sabihin, mission accomplished na kami.
Okay.
Oh. But of course, the revenue code is the most difficult legislation that we are currently crafting right now. Mahirap talaga kasi ang daming aspects na kailangan mong tignan. Particular, for example, yung matter of double taxation. So medyo we're really treading carefully on this matter, no, kasi otherwise ma-overburden yung mga masses natin.
Attorney,
taxes.
kanina na mention mo, BAPA is not a new,
It's not a new
organization.
it's not a new party.
kumbaga beyond the politics that we'll be expecting this 2026, nandyan na yan.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Unang-una, the concept of party building started around 1996, right after the signing of the 1996 Final Peace Agreement, at least as far as the MNLF is concerned. Because when Nur Miswari decided to run for governor in 1996 and won, nakita ng MNLF that for the MNLF to continue at the helm, to be at the helm of ARMM, they should continuously participate in the politics. But they cannot do that without a political party. Medyo, from what I heard from my father is, medyo nag-aalanganin ng ibang leaders sa ganun. Kasi nga, nasanay na sila at that time. Alam mo to, Kuya Alex, na kung walang basbas ang Malacanang sa'yo, hindi ka makakaupo. Practically, ganyan yung naging experience ng MNLF at that time. When the MNLF failed to obtain yung provisional government, ang inoffer kay Maas is to run for governor so that he can have para yung governance niya sa
Andun pa rin.
13 provinces and 9 cities may ngipin. Yan. Kasi yung SPCPD at that time, of which Chair Miswari was the chairman, walang ngipin yun. It was merely consultative. So they decided, the national government under Ramos offered that. But again, nakita ng MNLF na kung continue, gusto nilang maging continuous yung control nila sa ARMM, they should build a political party. And from 1996 to 1998, hindi nangyari. So my father decided to run for mayor. To run for mayor. And from there, yung mga leaders nga natin, lahat sila tumakbo, but under national party programs.
Okay.
Lakas CMD, Lakas NUDP, Liberal Party. So, yun. There was really no party building at that time. Although naalala nyo, may political parties tayo noon, yung IPP, yung
Meron ba?
UMPIA, Islamic
Meron.
Party of the Philippines.
At that time, mga provincial level pa lang yan. Pero
Provincial.
maganda yung punto mo doon, attorney. Dahil unang-una, this is to disabuse the mind nung iba na parang nagkaroon lang ng BAPA because of the
Yes.
PP election.
Yes.
That's one. Pangalawa,
Yes.
importante kasi yun. Dahil una, ang sinasabi ngayon, madalas mong maririnig at mapapanood sa social media, yung narrative. Nung kung sino yung, who are these people running now. At in your case naman, klaro yung naratibo mo. Kumbaga, sabi nga nila, may kasabihan tayo, it runs in my blood, so to speak. And of course, you have the right to...
So I think it's safe to say that BAPA is one of the longest party list o pinakamatagal na party?
Hindi.
Hindi pa ba?
Hindi. Nauna pa rin ang UBJP for 1 year.
okay.
UBJP for 1 year. Tumunod kami after a year. So,
Mm.
yun.
So, ito ba lang ito hindi alam ng mga kabataan ngayon. Ito ba lang party that will be running, party list that will be running, participating in the BPA, mga dati na pala itong mga party.
Pero at that
Okay.
time, hindi ang concept yata is to run for a parliament.
Party list.
At that time, ang
Wala.
ang notion
Oo.
lang is to come up with a political party.
party.
For
The
purposes
idea,
of-
ang
the
sinasabi natin,
idea.
the idea was to really build
Mm.
a party for our region,
Mm.
for the Bangsamoro homeland.
Hindi pa yung para sa parliament.
Hindi pa para sa parliament.
Time,
Oo.
wala
Dapat
naman
pala.
sa picture
Oo.
yan.
Dapat pala may bumuhay na umpia.
Ah. Yan, those are local, yung Islamic Party of the Philippines under Governor Candao.
Mm.
Yun.
I see.
So our point here is itong
Naintindihan
elections, hindi lang ho ito election
Mm.
per se. This is where we grow our political parties. Yan. Dito natin binibuild yung political ideologies natin because we are now abandoning the armed struggle. We are abandoning the armed struggle. So,
That's
nag-shift tayo.
that's
So,
sad
we have to
here.
build these political parties. Kaya nga, marami nagsasabi sa amin na bakit hindi kayo mag-alliance with the national government. It's a good idea, actually, na mag-alliance tayo with the national government. But we cannot grow our political parties.
Pag
like
sinabi
that.
nating alliance,
Kaya nga,
pag
yun din
sinabi
yung tanong
nating
ko.
alliance with the national
Oo. Paano
political
yun?
parties, ano yung mechanics nun?
Paano yun?
How does it work with the regional?
Kasi it happens during the ERMN.
Ah.
Oh. Ngayon, how is it?
We don't know the concept, but there has to be a coalition. And it's a coalition. But our point here, Kaka Alex, is hindi yan yung way to build
Mm.
political parties.
True.
We
Tama,
should build
tama,
our
tama.
political parties independent of the national government. Kasi nga, kung magre-rely ka sa national government or a strong national party, pag nawala na yung national party yan, mawawala ka rin.
Tama.
Mawawala ka rin. So,
You would not be serving its purpose.
kung gaano
Being local.
kung gaano kabilis yung pag-akyat mo because of your alliance with the national political party,
True.
ganon din
Tsaka
kabilis
iniiwasan
yung
natin yung
pagbaba mo.
sinasabi na dictated by the
Yeah,
Malacanang, by the
yeah.
national.
Yeah.
Yun
Yun yung-
Tama yun. Kasi kung ang magiging coalition mo is based on a temporary
Yeah.
alliances, eventually it's not sustainable. And hopefully by creating these regional political parties and having a regular election for the members parliament, ito na yung masasabi mong party basis.
Yeah, homegrown.
Homegrown.
Homegrown
At
political
least hindi
party.
yung, kumbaga, nangyayari dyan dahil kaalyado ka lang o nagiging local party ka ng isang national
Yeah, and
political
we're
party.
even pursuing yung sinasabi nga natin, kagaya nung isa yung anti-dynasty provisions, yung prohibition ng becoming political butterflies, yung palipat-lipat ka ng
Oo.
partido,
Oo,
no?
meron ba tayong medyo contentious yung issue na yan ngayon sa lately, no?
Yeah.
Sa BTA dahil
Yung
of course
ano?
may mga proponents to amend as this early yung provision dun sa electoral code as well as the local
Yeah,
government that
but-
prohibits yung political dynasties.
Yeah,
Ano bang take mo dyan?
Ang take ko dyan, it's their right to file.
Being the one of the authors, yun na lang sabihin na, being one of the
Yeah.
authors of the electoral board.
Napakahirap yan sagutin, but sasagutin ko yan. No? Nire-respeto natin
Okay.
yung rights ng mga colleagues natin sa BTA. No? On any matter they would want to discuss in the plenary. On any measure that they would want to discuss. But there are issues that are very fundamental. Very fundamental, especially in relation to our armed struggle, to our struggle.
Bottom
And,
line pa rin talaga.
We
armed struggle.
recognize the contribution of the big families. No? Yung contribution nila. But of course, we have to understand also na itong struggle natin, itong democratization ng political process natin, this should be open, this should give opportunities to all. Hindi lang limitado sa ilang pamilya.
So kumbaga parang ang binabanggit mo, attorney, is that that's the very core essence of the struggle. And to deviate from that kind of notion, that's already a travesty of injustice, no, so to speak.
Yeah, but travesty of all sorts. Travesty of all sorts. Diba? It's a travesty.
Ako ngayon na Attorney Alex parang alam mo yun because this coming Bangsamoro parliamentary election and knowing na yun nga yung pagsabi mo na hindi pala to bago ng mga parties. Already existed 1970s, 80s, no? Now, coming into that yung narration mo kanina that from the revolutionary family tapos naging the family entered into politics. In which, kung titingnan mo, there are so many who will be running for the Bangsamoro parliamentary election who are only traditional politicians. Ako, dati, alam mo yun, yung parang, for me, may contentious also is that sana naman, manaig pa rin yung mga revolutionary, yung mga revolution, kasi sila talaga yung naghirap, no? Pero, on
Sana
that
makapasok sila.
tinan mo?
Sana makapasok sila.
On that content, ikaw pa sana, no? Kasi alam naman natin kung paano magpatakbo yung mga traditional.
Medyo matalinhaga yung ganong praise.
Kaya nga sana.
makapasok
Kasi sila yung nandun pero sana pa. So, given na nagkaroon pala ng fusion, revolutionary group,
That
and
should
then...
be the case. That should be the case. There should be a real workable relationship between the revolutionaries and the traditional leaders, the traditional families.
Ganda yan.
Kasi nga, from the very beginning naman, we have to acknowledge na kung wala rin yung mga traditional families, baka hindi rin nag-sustain yung struggle. Naalala natin, of course, si Senator Alonto Lanao, si the late Congressman Harun Al-Rashid Lucman, no? Sina Senator Salipala Pendatun, of course, mga Matalam, ha? They were all big families.
Sabihin, parang ang binabanggit mo ngayon, attorney, lahat may kanya-kanyang ambag yan.
May kanya-kanya
Parang
ambag.
magandang-
May kanya-kanya ambag.
Ang ganda na patuntungan
No one-
sige,
ang
attorney.
Ang sinasabi ko, no one should dominate.
Yeah.
No
Ibig
one
sabihin-
should close the doors.
Magkakaiba lang yung, kumbaga, naging ehemplo natin dun sa struggle. But definitely, we are one in the same
Yeah.
in this
Even the
struggle.
Dimaporos, they have, may ambag din sila sa struggle natin. Siguro kung hindi lang ganun, probably if wala yung old man noon,
Yeah,
siguro
the old guy.
baka iba ang naging
Set up.
set up
So, hindi
dito
mo
sa
rin
atin.
pwedeng sabihin na dahil hindi ka umawak ng armas, sasabihin mong hindi ka nakasama rito.
Tama.
Hindi, ang sinasabi
Diba?
ko dito, sir, is
Yan.
those
Kasi
who
may ganun
wage the struggle. Hindi ko sinasabing kung hindi ka naghawak ng armas, hindi ka sumala sa struggle. Sumali ka sa struggle probably in one way or another. In one way or another.
Kaya nga importante yung attorney na meron tayong ganung notion dahil yung iba on a limited scale, sasabihin nila, dapat ang
Sumali kami.
ino-consider lang natin yung humawak ng
Humawak,
armas.
yes.
But sabi nga natin, yung perspective ng mga
Kasi ang ganda fusion ng dalawa
Kumbaga magkakaiba yan Hindi naman magsasucceed yan na puro lang baril yan.
Oh.
Eventually, meron pa rin mga external factors that contributed
Yeah.
for this struggle to flourish.
Ganda.
Na umabot ngayon sa ganito na from
tingnan
ARMM, nagkaroon tayo ngayon
Yung
ng
mga
BARM.
IPs. Yung mga IPs.
Yes. Oh,
Yung mga
malaki
IPs.
example
Malaking
yan.
ambag nila sa atin.
Yes, tama.
Kasi nga, from the stories of my father, yung mga uncles ko, yung mga kwento nila noon na sila, pag dumaan sila sa communities ng mga IPs, yung mga IPs, nagbibigay ng isang basong bigas. Yan. Isang basong bigas. Binabaon ng mga fighters. Kung walang mapagtaguan ng mga rebel leaders daw noon, doon sila sa IP communities, which reaches as far as the mountains of Tiboli, in Sarangani. Yan.
So yan yung mga kumukup-kup sa kanila
yan yung mga
nung
So,
kaigtingan nung armed struggle.
And nagtataka lang tayo, bakit ganito ang dumarating na sa punto na nag-aagawan na sa lupa? No? Well, in fact, ang yung mga IP sa Kamoro noon, they are considered, especially the Maguindanons and the Tidurais, they are considered to be coming from one lineage, no? But our point here is others have contributed to the struggle.
Okay.
Others have contributed to the struggle in one way or another. Yung intellect nila, yung pagsusulat.
Yes.
Yung
pera nila. Sasabihin natin yung pera.
attorney, the Muslim brothers, si Attorney Makaknat saka si Dr. Makapado, they had dissertation
Academes.
on yeah.
Yes, tama.
Diba?
Oh, tama.
Naalala ko pa si Kakanano Tanggol. I'm sorry Kakanano kung na-mention kita. But our point here is these people, they have contributed
Ito
a
yung
lot.
binabanggit niya, attorney, na yung mga panulat na yun, save the narratives of the
Save
Bangsamoro
tama.
struggle. So, ibig sabihin niya, hindi mo po pwedeng sabing wala rin sila naging ambag doon. In a similar point,
Yeah.
na kahit yung mga negosyante rito sa Maynila,
Yeah.
Oh,
na
sige, meron
sumusuporta,
sumusuporta
financially.
din.
Ay, naalala ko talaga yan.
Isa din yan.
Kasi I
Isa
stayed
din
here.
yan.
I stayed here also. Pag walang pamasahe yung mga dito ang gagaling yung pamasahe pa uwi, sumasakay sila ng barko yan. Nalala nyo yung ano noon, yung mga aboitis noon na mga
Super Perry.
mga super ferry noon.
Kasi noon, hindi pa naman masyadong sikat yung, at that time,
Hindi,
kasi
wala
economically,
nag-aeroplano.
wala naman nag-aeroplano.
Oh, kasi sobrang mahal.
Lahat
Oh,
sumasakay yan sa
Oo,
barko.
tama.
Kasi kami, naranasan
Okay.
ko nung kabataan ko na 2 araw, 3 araw ka sa dagat. Ewan ko lang.
May baon pa kayo.
May baon.
May baon pa na bagahin. Okay, moving forward, going back to the Bangsamoro parliamentary elections, what would Bapaken offer
Well,
para sa sa lahat na?
sa amin we're meaning to strengthen the self-governance of the Bangsamoro. During this transition period, marami kasing sinasabi natin parehas na pagkukulang ang national government at ang Bangsamoro government. For instance, yung pursuit ng amendment ng 1987 Constitution to entrench yung Bangsamoro in the 1987 Constitution. Hindi yun nangyari. So, if BAPA would be given the opportunity to return sa in the first regular parliament, yan ho yung isa naming hahabulin. That should be part of the agenda. That is one of our agenda. That is our main agenda to strengthen the self-governance of the Bangsamoro. Kaya nga yung slogan namin is one people, one homeland, one strong self-governance. Now, as far as one people is concerned, sinasabi namin is technically there should be no Tausug, there should be no Sama, there should be no Yakan in the identification of our leaders. They should be called as our leaders. Hindi siya Maguindanao leader, hindi siya Yakan leader, hindi siya Tausug leader for that matter. So, ganun dapat yung treatment yan. And as far as the benefits of the self-governance is concerned, we're pushing for a more equitable and equitable distribution of the resources and yung inclusivity, yung real inclusivity. Kaya nga, yung isa sa mga sinisigaw namin sa BAPA, lahat kasali. Hindi ka Tausug, hindi ka Maguindanao. Ibig sabihin, kung hindi ka Maguindanao, hindi ka Tausug, hindi ka kasali, hindi ganon. Right now, whether you're an IP or a Tiduray or a settler, you will be part of the governance of the Bangsamoro. You are considered one valuable constituent of the Bangsamoro. That all of us, tayo magtutulungan tayo dito sinasabing nation building dito sa Bangsamoro. So yun. And of course, one of our main agendas also is yung napakahirap kasi yung nagre-rely tayo sa block grant lang.
Yeah. Mawawala din yan eh. Hindi naman
Not
din
necessarily
diba?
mawawala, makukulangan lang yan.
Makukulangan.
Makukulangan yan dahil unang-una lalaki yung population mo. Yan. Probably bababa because of we're relying on national collection on
So may
national taxes.
Fluctuate yan.
Oh,
Depende sa
ayan.
collection.
Yan, depende sa collection ng national government yan. So we're really aspiring to strengthen our economy. Yan. Unang-una yung paano tayo mag-attract ng investors, no? Currently, yung labor side natin, parang hindi siya attractive sa investors. Yan.
In a way.
In a way. I mean, practically,
Peace and order issue or
no, yung sa labor lang
sa
natin.
labor?
Labor lang natin. Kulang tayo sa
skill.
manpower.
Okay.
We cannot offer them let's say factories for automotive manufacturing.
Well, kasi nakakalungkot. Every time would that be mentioned, but when it comes to skills, mga napapadala natin is mga
Domestic helpers.
yes.
Domestic helpers.
Exactly.
Pero alam mo yan, ang take ko kasi dyan, attorney, no, this has been my continuing advocacy na dapat yung technical know-how, yung skill should be a crucial component of the progress of the region.
Yeah.
Bakit kanyo? Dahil tulad nung binabanggit
Tama.
natin dyan, yung investor confidence, that's one. Hindi tayo pwedeng hanggang kailan na lang aasa na lang sa block grant. Eventually, population will grow,
Yeah.
and then baka hindi na rin masustain nung block grant
Oh.
yung requirements ng regional, no? Kaya lang may context na may nakikita tayong problema doon because part of it it runs counter dun sa concept din ng political patronage eh.
Yeah.
Because when you have an empowered community, nagkakaroon talaga ng clash yan. At alam mo yun, that's one way of diluting the influence of the political interest. No? But having said that, dahil yan naman yung context ng isang regional autonomy, na dapat empowered yung region in all aspect. No? So sana makita natin yung gano'n na siguro sa BAPA, one of the, hopefully pag nandyan na kayo, pwede naman kayo nagkakaroon ng strong partnership with the National TESDA para kumbaga strengthen natin yung skill
And that matter,
trainings ng ating mga
Alex, that
communities.
matters. We are actually supporting, personally, I'm supporting the splitting of the MBHT. At yung TESDA component niya, yung skills development component niya, ibalik sa Ministry of Labor and Employment.
Okay.
Kasi ganito yan eh.
Yeah, why not create a TESDA parang akin to TESDA itself?
Yeah, that's possible nga. Ang sinasabi, kung hindi mangyayari yan, kung hindi mangyayaring ibalik siya sa MOLE or it will be under the Ministry of Labor and Employment, ang mangyayari is the MOLE will have to establish its own labor institute. Labor institute niya. Kasi ang sinasabi ko kasi tayo, yung mga skills natin parang isa lang ang skill nila eh. Kung mekaniko ka, engine mechanic lang siya. Hindi siya marunong sa air condition, sa electrical, kwan. So ang sinasabi ko is, if yung bagger sa isang, let's say, grocery, kung yan tinuruan mo, aside from pagbabagger niya, tinuruan mo siya ng another skill, meron siyang fallback just in case yung grocery na pinagtatrabaho niya mag-close or what, di ba? Kung dinagdagan mo yung skill niya, let's say ginawa mo siyang aircon technician aside from being a bagger, then ang isang impact nun is he can have 2 jobs in one day. Di ba? He can have 2 jobs in one day. He can be a bagger, first 8 hours, then the second 8 hours, pwede siya maging aircon technician. Or kung may mangyari doon sa industry niya, doon sa grocery, nag-bankrupt, meron siyang fallback. Our point, ang sinasabi natin is, yung skills kasi natin, that's why we cannot attract yung mga investors. Limited yung skills ng tao natin.
Pero palagay ko, that's where the regional government will come in.
Oo.
You have to provide opportunity.
Supposedly.
You have to provide a platform. Dahil siyempre, sana naman-
Kaya yun yung
Oo.
sabi mo paghiwalayin.
Pero ang tingin ko doon, it would be easier and convenient kasi kung nasa education pa yan,
MBHT.
HCT, tapos nasa MOLE pa yan, might as well create. Kasi, alimbawa, by study, nakita mo, ito yung, in terms of literacy requirement, hindi naman ganun kataas yung, we have to admit
Kailangan.
that, ang BARM. So, basically, tingnan mo na lang yung areas where you can play a strong hand, no? And that is skills training.
Yeah.
At doon naman sa skills training, community-wise, ang mga constituents naman, depende kung ano yung available. Isa ngayon, ang problema, wala namang provision for this platform. So,
naalala ko kasi-
paano mo sasabihin na eventually, investor confidence tayo, samantalang hindi mo inahanda yung community for this kind of...
Alala mo yung PDAF noon,
Diba?
kaka Alex. Yung sa PDAF noon, kasali yung TESDA trainings, mga scholarships. Pero ang nangyari, yung mga scholarships na yun, on paper lang eh. Wala talagang technically
Huwag
nag-graduate.
tayong pumasok doon sa mga scholarship na ganyan. Dahil alam naman natin, that's one of the most abused.
Isa pa yan sa
Dapat
nakukuhanan.
talaga kung magte-train ka, you train.
On-site training talaga.
Training talaga. Hindi,
Tama.
hindi yung scholarship lang na bigay mo and then may return to sender. Di ba? Yeah.
Yung may memes nga, no? Nakatapos
Sa'yo yan, akin to.
nakatapos
Yan.
online, tapos nakatapos ng actual. Magkaiba yung natapos. But anyway, moving forward, kumbaga on the flow of our conversation, talaga nakita natin that BAPA is pushing to have a unified or unity within the coming of the parliamentary election. But you can answer, you cannot answer, but sometimes I just want to explain. Alam naman natin yung nangyari between the Moro National Liberation Front. And just addressing the elephant in the room, how is the MNLF both factions right
Well,
now?
of course, we are now in a talking situation. Usap-usap na. We have decided to, both groups have decided to participate in these elections. And it's good. Actually, isa ito sa mga hinihingi namin noon when we participated in the BTC, that there should also be a representative coming from the group of Biswari. And unfortunately, hindi nila tinanggap, which until the first BTA. Yeah, hindi rin sila tumanggap ng any appointment or position. In fact, they were very adamant in their position against the comprehensive agreement on the Bangsamoro at that time. They were more interested in amending the 1987 Constitution. Kaya nga part sila nung Bayanihan Constitution.
Tama.
Bong Parcasio noon.
Mm-mm.
Siya. And si attorney, of course, the late Speaker Malindo.
Yes.
So what we are saying is we are fortunate na sila, kasali na sila ngayon, and they're participating in the political process. And this is a common objective for all of us na lahat na
It's still a work in progress.
Yeah. It's difficult to formalize a unification or even a coalition right now,
Yes.
because nga of the interests that are woven into each group's activities. So,
But the reason why I asked that, Attorney Alex, is that nakikita natin with the leadership that is now happening in the MILF. How would you what's your sentiment?
The experience of the
What-
MNL
what's
should
your
be a
sentiment?
learning process for them.
Gayon.
Tama
Yes.
naman.
The experience of the MNLF should be a learning process for them. Pero may pagkakaiba lang. Kasi itong leadership ng MNLF, yung naging cause ng split, is not about governance. It was not about political interest. It was about how to pursue the interest of the Bangsamoro. Kasi noon may mga kasama na noon na they can no longer trust the national government. So they were of the position that the armed struggle should be revived. Kaya nga nagkaroon ng bakbakan noon sa Sulu and then sa Buanga. Yun yung ano nila. And then they did not like how the government was handling the peace process. So they decided to go back to the armed struggle. Sa atin naman is, we were adamant on clinging into the provision, into the 1996 final peace agreement. Because pursuing the aspirations of the people is more, it's far better than waging a bloody armed struggle.
Tama naman.
Yan, which has actually pinaralyze tayo ng armed struggle eh.
Yes.
Maraming hindi
For
nakapag-aral.
decades.
Oo.
For 4 decades, almost 5
Diba?
decades. So,
So we were, yun na nga, even as yung mga baril nga natin, sinasabi nga, this is a serious joke. Na mas mahal pa ng mga Bangsamoro yung baril nila kaysa yung mga asawa nila, no? So yun yung I mean, the point here is we clinged, the MNLF nahati sa how to approach the peace process.
yan.
Itong sa MILF, hindi yan sa peace process related eh. It's in the governance. I hate to say this.
Yeah.
I hate to say this. It's about power.
Yeah, so anyway, notes, at least kahit pa paano,
Ako,
ganyang, ito yung mga masasabi natin direct from the horse's mouth. Right? Very important po yun. Marami yung mga statement
Dami,
na
dami,
is paglilinaw.
Yes, ang daming nalinaw.
These are all
For me,
for clarification
even on my end talaga.
purposes. No? Kanina nga binabanggit natin, we are not here to provide you with contentious or even controversial and violent one. But this is an opportunity for the public and also for the BAPA first nominee Attorney Sema to clarify certain issues. And basically, kung makita mo doon sa naging daloy ng diskusyon, nakita natin kung gaano, alam mo yung ginagamit ng mga millennial, yung hugot eh.
Dami hugot, malalim ang hugot. Malalim ang
And we are
hugot.
very fortunate dahil sa amin dito,
Yes.
Omar, ang ginagawa ng The Bangsamoro Lens is to provide this kind of platform
Yes.
so that somehow we can help shape the future or probably how do we
Perspective.
the perspective
Yeah.
itself. Importante po yun. Lalo na't you yourself, you've been
Andun.
very immersed in
Yes,
this kind
yes,
of process
Oo.
from BTC to BTA, and hopefully this is the first regular parliamentary election, and we all hope that eventually this will be a success, because sabi ko nga, the success of BARM is the success of the national government. It's so with that we would like to get
Invite, bago gusto mo
kumbaga,
mag-invite
baka gusto
lahat.
mong
Para-
parting statement.
Parting statement,
Oh, yeah.
invite everyone to be part of the Bangsamoro parliamentary election.
Yeah, ulitin ko, napakaswerte ko at inimbitahan niyo ako ngayong araw, and it's very
Kami ang
fortunate
maswerte
na
dyan.
nandito naman din ako sa Manila right now, and may oras tayo. Ginugol na lang natin yung oras. Very meaningful.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
meaningful
Ganda.
conversation. Marami tayong napag-usapan. And it's good also na yung mga masses natin, kasi yung masses natin ngayon kahit saan nakatingin na sa phone.
Totoo naman.
And you have this kind of program na pwede nilang subaybayan. Sana hindi lang politics ang pag-usapan.
Hindi, lahat yan.
Oo. Kahit yung paggawa sana ng Chris, pag-usapan yan.
Nagkataw lang na inuna lang natin yung election, but
Kasi
eventually,
malapit na. Kasi
eventually lahat ng anything, we will bring the best of the Bangsamoro people. Yun yung plano. Even yung mga historical site, we'll try to go there. Hopefully.
Napakaswerte na ninyo at meron kayong opportunity sa ganitong program, and it helps a lot in bringing to the most basic Moro, yung understanding of issues, and for them to build their perspectives on certain issues, and nako-contextualize nyo yung mga issues, no. Hindi lang it's not critical actually.
Yes.
But it's contextualizing everything. Para mahirap kasi pag mag-isip ang tao wala sa context.
Totoo naman.
Di ba? Mag-comment siya dahil hindi niya naintindihan yung context. In this case, naintindihan natin yung context, no? And
Parang yung ibang mga member of the parliament.
nakaka-contribute tayo sa contextualization ng mga nangyayari sa ating region, and it's clear naman na lahat tayong gusto natin ay unang-una mapabuti ang ating homeland.
Yes.
Because kahit saan man tayo kahit saan tayo
Revolutionary or not.
naroroon, alam natin na pag may naririnig tayong nangyayari sa ating homeland, medyo una, pwede tumitindig balahibo natin, or nasasaktan yung mga puso natin sa mga nakikinig natin, naririnig natin, no. And yun, yung program yan napakahalaga. And of course, parating na hong elections, first parliamentary elections, nagiging opportunity rin ho namin, katulad ko, number 1 nominee ng Bangsamoro Party, at nailalahad ko yung mga ating mga adhikain, no? At malaking tulong ho ito. And of course, here we can remind our people that the Moro National Liberation Front has been here for a long time. Matagal na ho kaming naglilingkod, matagal na ho kaming willing, matagal na kaming nag-aambag sa struggle ng bangsa natin. Matagal na rin kaming ready na gampanan kung ano man yung gusto nyong ipagampan sa amin, at gagawin ho namin yan ng taos-puso at walang pag-iimbot sa inyo. Mga tiwala.
Attorney Omar Crisostomo Sema.
Kompleto. Muli, ito po ang ating The Bangsamoro Lens. Ito po si Attorney Alex Sabaton.
Nords Maguindanao.
Attorney Omar Yasser Sema po, maraming salamat for having me on your
Thank you.
program.
Thank you.
Oo.